Hi everybody, it's Richard here again and welcome to another video. Now this is my inbox number 66 of new and second-hand material that I bought over the past month or so. There's a couple of VCLTs in here, a CD, one used item, and I think it's about 6 brand new items. So we'll start off with the CD. And this is an album I never had before, and when it was going for £1.50 I thought I'll have a go, and it is the Beatles Yellow Submarine, the song track from 1999. I always felt I never needed it, but then I hear about the sound quality of this is supposed to be absolutely brilliant and the best way to hear these songs. And I played it, okay, only in the car, and I can't tell the difference, but it's still nice to have. The standout for me has always been, from Yellow Submarine itself, is Hey Bulldog, but it's nice to have all those other songs that were in the film in it, and it's a welcome addition to my Beatles CD collection. Okay, as I said, I've got a couple of items of VCLT, and the first one up is from Ross Goodall, and this is The Lilac Time. Now, Ross did a review of this on his channel, and whenever he is reviewing each track, there's a little bit of music playing in the background, and I commented that I thought it sounded really good. He managed to snag another copy, so he sent me this, which is very kind of him. And this is a lovely album. It's different. It's Stephen Tintin Duffy, who was one of the original members of Duran Duran, and it's so laid back. It's just a really nice listen. I'd never heard of them before. It is from the 80s, and it is on the, I think it's the Phonogram label, or Fontana. Nice inner sleeve, and it's like a custom white label, but it's really enjoyable album, so thank you very much, Ross, again, and that will sit happily in my collection. Next one is another VCLT, which I wasn't expecting. Ross told me he was going to send that one, and this came out of the blue from John Downing's 6-inch Pianist, and it's a David Bowie album, and it is called Superstar, and it's a single album in a gatefold with lots of really nice pictures from various stages of his career. Yeah, I've never actually seen this anywhere, and it is a compilation of the Deram years. Now, there's thousands of these sort of albums about. As I say, this is extra special, and it's got Love You Till Tuesday, Silly Boy Blue, Karma Man, which was one of the songs recorded in '68, as was Let Me Sleep Beside You. So basically there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 14 tracks off this, and they're probably 14 of the best he recorded for that label, and thank God there's no Laughing Gnome on it. But yeah, it's a really good album, and delighted to have. And he sent it in one of these old thick plastic sleeves, or plastic gatefold sleeves, which I must admit I have never actually owned. So this is the first time I've owned one of those thick gatefold plastic sleeves, so it will stay in there. So yeah, thanks again, John. Really good album. The Deram years I think are really underrated, because I think, you know, completely different to everything else he's done, but I still think really good. Okay, and the only second-hand one that I bought is Depeche Mode, and this is the singles 81 to 85, and this is a gatefold as well, and I got this in my local record shop. Nice inner sleeve as well, and this is on, I believe, the Mute label. It is indeed. Now, I'm not a huge Depeche Mode fan. I do have the first 2 albums, which I really enjoy. The second one, I'm not as keen on the first. They tended to go all industrial, and that's not my type of music. So I always fancied this, and it was really cheap. Now, I'm not going to say it's in marvellous condition. It's in what I would call very good condition. It's okay. It plays. It doesn't skip. And you have great songs like People Are People, Master and Servant, See You, Just Can't Get Enough, New Life, Everything Counts, Blasphemous Rumours, Leaving Silence, Get the Balance Right, Loving Itself, Dreaming of Me. So basically all I need of Depeche Mode. Okay, let's get on to the new albums now, and this one here came out in a box set last year on Record Store Day, and I kind of fancied it, but I always thought no, because it was an 80s box set of their albums. It is the Ramones, and I thought no, apparently the 80s albums are not very good. But this one got a standalone release, and it was actually reduced by about £8 in Johnny's shop, and I got the Ramones Subterranean Jungle, that way around there, and I thought I would try it, and this is actually really good. For some reason I thought the Ramones went all heavy metal in the 1980s, but with this one it's more or less the same. It's got a nice inner sleeve, another white one, but it is also on a lovely violet vinyl. I played this a couple of times already and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I really didn't expect to like it. I thought, right, everything up to the end of the century and that's it for me for the Ramones. But this one here is really good. Especially like the opening track, A Little Bit of Soul and I Need Your Love. And even Psychotherapy is probably the most well known one off this, and it's probably my least favourite. Time Has Come Today, I do have that 12-inch single. Never liked the song, only bought it because it had Sheena as a punk rocker on it, but I thought it was really good when I heard it again. But generally speaking, this is a pretty good album. I'm delighted they've got it. Also on sale in Johnny's shop was this one here, and I thought why not. It's U2's Achtung Baby. Now I've always said I prefer early U2, especially up to War, and okay, I don't mind the Joshua Tree or the Unforgettable Fire, but this one here is the exception to the rule. This is the only one I like from the 90s onwards, and I think it's a really good album. It's a double record set, and you know, things like Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses, One, Mysterious Ways to Fly, they're all great songs, and you get quite a bit in here. It's all squeezed into a single sleeve, so you get your two vinyl albums in black polylined sleeves. They're more or less the same, and then you get other bits and bobs as well. You get this here, which seems to be the lyrics, so you get a lyric book, which is very nice with all those pictures. I'm not too sure if this is Peter Blake or not. Looks like something Peter Blake would do. And then you get a poster, which will not be going up on my wall because I'm not that huge into U2, but still nice to have. Yeah, good album. As I say, they're best of the 90s and beyond, really. And yeah, so delighted to have that. So adds that to my U2 collection. I don't have the live one between the Joshua Tree and that, and I can't remember the name of it. I have it in CD, but no, happy enough. Okay, the next one up is, and I have to thank Jimmy Barnes for this, because he bought a double live album of this band, and I said to him it'd be good if there was a vinyl greatest hits out, and he said there is, and so I ordered it. So if he's have a habit of doing this to me, I got Cast, the singles. Now this is excellent. This is one of the better Britpop bands of the 90s. You get a nice inner again, and then it's on lovely clear vinyl. So everything of this is very good. Actually, they had 3 albums in the 90s, and then I think they reformed for one in the mid 2017 or something. So you have the great singles like Fine Time, Alright, Sandstorm, Walk Away from the first album, and then I think Flying was a standalone single. Free Me, The Brilliant Guiding Star, The Lovely Live the Dream, and I'm So Lonely from their second album. Beat Mama and Magic Hour from the third. And then I thought the last 4 tracks were going to be pretty rubbish, but they're really good. Desert Drought is very funky. See That Girl, Time Bomb, and Do That, and those are the 4, I believe, from 2017. But yeah, really sound album. So that's Cast, Greatest Hits 1995 to 2017. Okay, next up, and this came last week, and I took a punt on it, and this actually blew me away. And this is a reissue of Madness, The Liberty of Norton Folgate, and it also is a double album in a gatefold sleeve, and this has got loads of stuff in it, so bear with me. So first of all, the first record comes in a nice inner sleeve, and it's on a basic custom label. So yeah, very nice indeed. And the thing about this is, I think it's from 2007 originally, and I wasn't expecting too much, thinking, well, it's later in their career, it won't be that great. But this actually blew me away. I thought it was a fantastic album, and have since got a couple of Madness albums from the 80s, which I'll show in the next one, because of this, because I was so impressed with this album. And there's also a nice inner here as well, like a tri-fold inner with all the lyrics, which is really nice as well. So yeah, superb album, remastered, 180 gram double vinyl, 7 extra tracks, and new interviews with Chris, Lee, Suggs, Woody, Mike and Cathal. Includes the singles Sugar and Spice, Dust Devil, NW5, which I do remember, and Forever Young. So delighted to get that, and very, very good album from Madness, The Liberty of Norton Folgate. And then the star of the show for me, and I've had this a couple of weeks now, and it's David Bowie's Divine Symmetry. Now this is really a recreation of Hunky Dory, but with tracks from the Bowie Promo 1 album, which was released on Record Store Day, I believe in 2017. It was originally came out in 71 with tracks with Dana Gillespie on it as well. There's also remixes on this from 2022, and all these tracks are on the Divine Symmetry CD box set, but it just follows the same as Hunky Dory with the back cover. You get the album in like a very sort of beige coloured mock RCA, and it's on black vinyl, and you also get a nice inner with nice photographs of David himself, and then the lyrics, which follow the same pattern as the original Hunky Dory but different colour. It's green, this, the other one was like a browny colour. But yeah, it's a very good album. How many times will I play it? I don't know. You'll always go back to the original, but things I do like about this is they've added an extra track. They put in Bombers, which was originally going to be on Hunky Dory, but I always thought it was supposed to be on instead of Fill Your Heart. They actually put it on after Fill Your Heart, before Andy Warhol, and it works really, really well. Life on Mars is actually extended, you know, whenever it fades out with the telephone ringing. You hear the telephone ringing for a bit longer and a few more footsteps. You know, it's not a lot to report home about, but still it's nice to hear. And the version of changes, not a lot of difference, but subtle differences. But generally speaking, the one thing I will say is I do prefer the version of Song for Bob Dylan on this than I do on the original. It's not one of my favourite songs, and I think this one works really well. So that's A Divine Symmetry by David Bowie. I haven't actually seen anyone show this yet on the VC, which is a surprise, and also a surprise is I don't think it charted either. Most of his reissues like this do chart, but this one didn't. But still, very good album. So Divine Symmetry, David Bowie. Okay, that's me for now. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to have another video quite soon. All the best now. Bye bye.